Because of the set of keys that I have, it would actually probably make it slower for me to complete this dungeon, which is why I'm not doing it. But it often makes the dungeon much, much faster. And keep in mind that for the very fast route through this dungeon, I'm effectively on a side route at the moment. I'm not somewhere that you would need to go to defeat the dungeon. I'll let you know when I rejoin back up with the main route. Yes, finally having a bow, that is really good. That actually means Eastern Palace is completely clearable. I don't have the big key of Palace of Darkness, or that would also be completely clearable. I'm missing most of that center row of items. That's kind of weird. Okay. I don't want to be hit by the fire bar! I am amazed that I didn't get hit by the fire bar! Okay. So this room, if you bomb out that section to the left, it lets you fall down to the big chest. If you go down the hole to the right, you end up in the big chest room, but unable to reach the big chest. Remember that place, because that actually was part of the fast path. But I'm not taking that route. Ouch, 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 ouch. I do not have much health right now. Come on, let me through the frickin' door. Ah. Ice and doors, two things that never should have been brought together. Darn. I was really hoping that quarter heart was going to be the one that full healed me. But I didn't get that lucky. Okay, I will kill a handful of you guys in the hopes of getting some sort of a health drop. But I'm not going to put too much faith in it. Oh wow, he does 2 hearts? Ooh. Okay, so we're going to get to see something closer to the normal route here. The fast route, that is. Yeah, I was not expecting him to do 2 hearts of damage. The 2 pots there are not hearts. One of them is empty, the other one has an anti-fairy under it. That is one thing that the randomizer does not actually change. The pots all keep their original contents, and none of the pots in the game are randomized. They all have a fixed thing under them. Well, I got a heart there. That's nice. It's less nerd and more, I've played this game enough that I've picked up a lot of those things. Which, granted, is kind of nerdy of me, but it's not directly nerd. How did you manage to avoid being that? I have no idea how I managed to not blow out that platform. Okay, so at this point, I am actually going to end up doing the bomb jump, because it's to my advantage this time. Okay, so the setup for the bomb jump. I want to be as far left as I can, which I think I am. And then I want to move down almost a full block, but not quite. I did not manage it there. Ow. Come on. There we are. Now I'm definitely as far left as I can be. There we are. And you get this lovely diagonal bomb jump that you go, how did that actually work? But it does work, and that's what matters. Well, the thing is, you end up memorizing it just because you need to know where some things are. So you remember, oh hey, that pot there, it always has a heart under it. Okay. So I could bomb out the left area and fall down, but oh no, I'm going to miss the big chest here because I fell down on the wrong side. This is terrible. Look, I can't possibly get through here to the big chest. Hey, nice. Blue cane. Yeah, sword swinging changes the acceleration for some reason. I don't know why it works, I just know that it does. And it's very obvious that it's doing something. So I have pretty low health going into this boss fight. Incidentally, do you see how quickly I got down here to the boss? Yeah, this is why the Ice Palace bomb jump is useful. Okay. That guy does, with the puffs, 3 hearts of damage if I run into him in Blue Man. I know that. So I am absolutely going to drink the potion right there. Okay. I think another crystal drop there could have killed me, but fortunately the only crystal drop left is this one. Whew. Yes, sword swinging helps you accelerate on ice, and charging and hookshot kind of lock you in place. So having those as tools when you're doing this is pretty nice. Okay. At this point, I need to go over to Eastern. Sadly, I don't have a flute. So I kind of have to take a long route to Eastern. Mire is one of my red crystals, so I don't have Pyramid Fairmeat open yet. Do I have Green Pendant? No, I don't have Green Pendant. Do I know where Green Pendant is? It's gotta be Dark World somewhere, because I've got all of the Light World stuff now. Aside from Eastern, which I know what it is. Yes, I've been up for 5 minutes. It's been a really long 5 minutes, though, man. Wow. Feels more like it's been, I don't know, hour and a half or something. Really long 5 minutes. Actually, closer to 2 hours. I happen to have that section of my OBS window visible now that I look at it. Here's something that you wouldn't normally have to do in a vanilla game. Climb up this way to see what's on the pyramid ledge. Ooh. Aw, darn, Turtle Rock! Oh, that hurts. Because I could have gotten that before I went to Turtle Rock. Arg! Hey, Phoenix. How you doing? So, Kiki, can I keep your charges down to just 110 rupees? So far, so good. Okay. Well, it's been an interesting seed. It hasn't really been a bad seed. It's been treating me fairly well. So I'd say I'm doing pretty well right now. I suppose since I already walked in here, I'll go and do the first little piece of pod. But then I'm gonna step out and mirror to Eastern, because I could find the pod big key in there, and if I do, I want it before I do anything deep in this dungeon. So I'll just mash my mirror key, and then go back in. Alright, I've already done most of this dungeon. I just need the big key chest and the boss. Or not the big key chest, the big chest. The big key chest is where the big key normally is. It's really easy to screw up that terminology. What do you mean there are supposed to be 4 skeletons in that room? Clearly there were only 2, didn't you see? The way that works, by the way, is if you kill them while they're still spawning, it interrupts the spawn routine, and so you get less of them. If you do it right, you only get 2. Up this way I have something that I want to shoot to get a key. Okay. Ow. I hate that particular anti-fairy. I cannot seem to avoid it worth beans. That room, the balls that come at you are just completely random. Do not try to predict them. It doesn't work. Alright, I already have a bow on. Darn it. I didn't kill you in a single cycle. That's annoying. I did, however, get back to full health, which I appreciate. Darn. Almost got the quick kill there. Ow! 50 arrows. I can probably defeat Armos with 50 arrows. Probably. Come on. There we go. And they drop a small key of Ganon's Tower. That's pretty useless. Okay, Drat. There are still some places where the pod big key could be outside of pod. That's kind of unfortunate. But I think I just have to kind of bet on it being in pod. I could avoid going through this door, but I have 5 of the 6 pod small keys, so there's no reason to avoid it. Because there's one key later on that I will completely skip, in part because it looks cool when I do that. And I like to show off a little bit. $20! Yay! Oh, well, there's the 6th one. So, strictly speaking, I shouldn't do the skip on the other door, because it will cost me time. But I'm gonna do it anyway. Screwed up my timing on the last one. I have the map of the dungeon I'm currently in. Thanks. Although if I am extremely lucky, it's a pendant, and I won't need to come back here. I do not expect to be that lucky, but it's a possibility. Going up. Wow. How did that fail? I must have been just a little bit too far to the side or something. Yeah. There we go. Incidentally, if you look under my rupee count and my bomb count and you see the 6 out of 14, that's what the Compass of Palace of Darkness is doing for me right now. It's telling me how many chests I've opened and how many chests there are total in pod. So you'll notice as I open this, it becomes 7 out of 14. If you actually know where all of the chests are, this is almost useless. I mean, occasionally you'll get lost and it's useful to have, but yeah. So it's actually not quite as high as it looks because I don't have the big key of this dungeon. I have 3 more attempts to get the big key of this dungeon. I have 2 more attempts to get the big key of this dungeon. I don't have a lot of health right now. That's irksome. Means I only have 1 shot at this, really. Wow, is that actually a first try perfect lineup? No, because I need to be 1 further down. Darn. I had the right place, but it was offset by 1 tile in the floor pattern. Not quite there. I'm looking for the exact right pixel. There it is. And now I'm looking to have 3 pixels worth of bomb shadow visible below the inventory. That's 1, 2, 3 pixels. Okay. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the hammer jump. Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with anti-fairies. The fact that I don't have flute right now makes it much more on the hate end of the spectrum. Or that I don't have powder right now. I did just get flute. Okay, why am I warping back to the entrance? I just need to save and quit. Oh, no, this isn't Hacksaws of this game. If you want to see hacksaws of this game, you find somebody who's done a run of it with Exploration Glitch. With Exploration Glitch, the amount of time that it takes to complete this game is about 2 minutes. Start to end. It's ridiculous. Basically, you clip yourself out of bounds and then just walk into the room above the Ganon fight, which triggers the end of the game. It's crazy. Okay. I have a few things that I can do now that I probably should have done before. Okay, so Pod is actually a pendant. I have only 2 crystals left. My 2 crystals left are Mire and Turtle Rock. I have the Turtle Rock Big Key, I do not have the Mire Big Key yet. Okay. So I need the Mire Entrance Medallion, which I've got a 2/3 chance of having already. And I need the Mire Big Key. Once I've got those 2 things, I am good to go to finish the game. No, I do actually need a sword upgrade still. Red mail. Nice. My character is now very angry, but you can't see that very well behind the shield. Right, I can't do that quite yet. I need to go grab the blacksmith first. Order of operations, man. Should have grabbed the blacksmith first. Oh well. Hello, Froggy Blacksmith. Come this way. And mirror out. Yeah, I started the game green, then I was blue, now I'm red. Because it's corresponding to the color of tunic that I have on. That's not really useful. Don't have powder, so I can't do that. Which means that I just grab the chest and flute myself down there. Yeah, it was in the Hammerpeg Cave, so I was happy to get it. Here you go, man. Gee, thanks. I believe vanilla, that is 300 rupees. I think that's one of the places that the 300 rupees that the randomizer sprinkles around come from. In randomized, it can be all sorts of interesting things. Okay. So, Mire, you do not require Bombus to get in. Good. I don't have to pedestal. That makes me happy. That is a substantial amount of time saved. Yes, the entrance medallions for Mire and Turtle Rock are one of the things that the game randomizes. And in fact, this game, Mire and Turtle Rock sort of have the correct medallions, but they're swapped. Mire is supposed to require Ether, Turtle Rock is supposed to require Quake. Instead, it's Mire requires Quake and Turtle Rock required Ether. I finally have a Master Sword. I'm so happy. I also have red shield, so I can just hit that. Okay. Open sesame. I still need the Meyer Big Key. I'm really hoping the Meyer Big Key is in Meyer. If it's not, I think it's either in Turtle Rock or Pod. Either of which is kind of a lousy place to have to go back to. No, this is Master Sword. The smiths take your Master Sword and upgrade it into Tempered. Because the blacksmith starts in the Dark World, so normally in order to get to them you have to have Mastered. You have to have Master Sword already. Okay. That was not useful. Up here I find something else not useful. Fortunately, that's not a big one to miss it on. Yeah, the way the randomizer works with things like the armor and the swords is they're defined in the randomizer code as being progressive items. So the first one of the swords you find will always be the fighter sword. The second one of the swords you find will always be the master sword. If you happen to take the opposite path, you would find them in the opposite places. Come on, big key. I need a Meyer big key. I should actually check this chest right now. Normally I would want to check it later, but it could be the big key, and I don't want to come back for it after. Unfortunately, it is just 10 arrows, so useless. Okay. Last chest. Well, crap. I still don't have the pod big key. I do have the Turtle Rock big key. So Turtle Rock it is, I guess. Could also be back of Thieves Town. And I believe Thieves Town is also a crystal. Or no. Is it the crystal? don't remember what is and isn't crystals right now. Thieves' Town is green pendant. Okay. I know I need to do Turtle Rock, but I think Thieves' Town is a better check right now. Just because it is easier to get to, and I would like to do Turtle Rock as the last dungeon that I complete before going to Ganon's Tower, because that ends up being really close to where Ganon's Tower is. It's nice. Why am I going this way? I don't want to go this way. I want to go this way. Yes, yes, lag. Grab a heart. I also would very much like to find either Tempered Sword or the Silver Arrows. I don't actually need either, but I would very much like to find one of the two. Because doing Master Sword Ganon fight is rough and slow. If you're remembering the original game, you may be going, why would you be able to defeat Ganon without Silver Arrows? It's because it turns out that there's a moment right when he starts teleporting in the last phase where he's vulnerable to normal damage without putting him into the needs a Silver Arrow to hit phase. It's kind of weird. It's because the teleport move is actually considered to be part of the third phase, not the fourth, even though it's reused in the fourth. So if you hit him before he vanishes for the teleport, he actually just takes damage normally. Wait, where did I get the small key for Thieves' Town? Did I actually find that in here and completely miss noticing? I thought I looked for it on my tracker earlier and didn't have it. I'm very confused right now. I mean, I'm happy because it's good to have. Means I can actually full clear the dungeon, which I appreciate. I am not going to try to run through those guys. It's doable, but I consider it risky. The real speedrunners will go straight through there, but I don't know, it worries me. I'd rather take a couple extra seconds going the wrong way than end up dying there and losing even more time. I hate insect puns, they really bug me. Thanks. Thanks for that. I can get the first 3 hits of this fight well. After that, it's kind of just every man for himself. Although the red shield does help a lot. And you drop a piece of heart. And the green pendant. I still don't have the pod key. think I route the green pendant now and then go up to Turtle Rock if that fails. On the way up to Turtle Rock, I should actually take a detour and do Spike Cave, because I haven't done that yet. It's kind of interesting. This area gets upgraded enemies when you defeat Aghanim, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense because you wouldn't ever bother coming here after defeating Aghanim. There's no reason to come back to Eastern at that point. You might go to Pod, but you're gonna flute to Pod. You're not gonna walk past Eastern to it. I should have activated hook speed there. Oh well. Stupid seeking missile Brocks. Also, I'm coming the wrong way. Okay. At this point, I should just save and quit back to the mountain cave, because yeah, I'm absolutely going the wrong way. And this time, since I have it on my mind, I will actually activate hook speed. Zoom! What's going on here is the game is sort of confused and half thinks that I'm dashing right now. So it applies some, but not all of the rules of dashing. Okay. Normally this would be where you get the item that I'm using to go through this cave right now. Yeah, I think T-Rock's all that's left at this point. Darn, that means I could have saved a ton of time. Really? Ah, good. I did manage to squeak past you there. I'm told that this path is the slower way up to the Dark World, but it doesn't have dead rocks on it, which is a massive point in its favor. Okay, let's see if I can get the full hookshot version of this. Yep, got it. It's a little bit finicky, so I don't always manage to get it. I'm at like 50% on that particular trick. Okay, I've already done this. Did I already do Spiral? Oh dear. Okay, I need to complete Turtle Rock regardless. But there is one more location I may check if Turtle Rock doesn't pan out. And odds are good Turtle Rock's gonna pan out, because there's 7 chests left in here. I do not have that number memorized, I just read it off of the compass indicator up top. I know where all of them are, but I wouldn't have been able to count them in a moment. Let's see, it's the Crystal Roller Room, 4 of them on Laser Bridge, and then Trinex. Wait, that's 6, not 7. Oh, big chest, big chest. The reason I went back there is I was checking the middle chest, because I was suddenly missing a chest in my count. And therefore questioning whether I'd actually grabbed what was in the middle chest there. I have. Oh. Wrong item. Yay, 1 green rupee. Woo! Best item in game. So yes, Crystal Roller Room. Okay, big key of Mire. I have it now. I would still like to get either silvers or tempered if I can. I think I'm okay with doing it without either, but I would like to get one or the other. Yes, the best random trolley rewards. Always looks so silly when they manage to fall through the very corner of that. Darn. So the 4th one here has diddly squat. Okay. Oh. I have a blue potion. I only have Master Sword though. I'm afraid enough of Trinex that I am going to open the safety door. Even though it takes a little bit to go out. Trinex with Master Sword is kind of awkward. I'm probably going to end up using Hammer on him. In fact, I'm definitely going to be using Hammer on him. Here's a nifty little trick. I like that one, it just looks slick. Doesn't really bypass anything, but it's a nice application of the item dash. Okay, Fire Rod first, because I don't want any ice on the floor. Hammer is so hard to hit with. Especially vertically. Okay. Really? Okay. Honestly, I am not even going to try to get the quick hits on this guy. Really? There we are. Whew. This guy has a lot of health, hits like a truck, and explodes like a Michael Bay movie. Okay, I need to go refill potions. That is my next stop. Because I've got both bottles empty. Two bottles and half magic should be enough to be able to take out Ganon, even at Master Sword. Even at Master Sword without silvers. Still gonna check the big chest and a few of the things in Ganon's tower, but I'm not really expecting to get it. Come on. Thank you. Yeah, at this point I'm very much expecting to be going into the final fight with no silver arrows and Master Sword, which means I'm going to be hitting Ganon a lot of times. Holy crap, am I going to be hitting Ganon a lot. And that sort of sounds like it's a good thing, you know, hitting the boss a lot. Problem is, you're hitting him a lot because you're doing almost no damage. Oh, there's the pod big key that I was wondering where it was. Not that it matters at this point, I'm not going back into pod. I would like to find tempered or silvers, but I don't care that much about finding them. Okay, and I haven't hit the switch this trip in, which means I won't need to hit the switch the first time in the back area. It's important to remember that. Yeah, Trainix spends a ridiculous amount of time exploding, because each of the side heads explode, then the main body explodes, and then the inner snake explodes. So this is the room I don't need to hit a switch in, so I just go straight through, and that's already down. This room, on the other hand, I do still need to hit the switch in, because it's going to be in the same position regardless. And I'll just go around. Okay, how do I want to solve this? I think Cape Strats sounds good. So I'll just sit here and mash my sword button, and you'll notice I'm not actually making my magic deplete that much, because it turns out while the sword is swinging, it kind of forgets to count your magic use. It's odd. Similarly, if you grab onto a wall while you're using the cape, it stops using magic while you're holding onto the wall. Or onto a statue, or anything. Okay. I wasn't expecting you to get off that shot. Only took half as many arrows as usual, because I'd done a bunch of damage to him. Okay, I'm stopping by the potion shop again, because a third potion sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm entirely happy with that idea, especially since I'm going to be fluting anyway. Okay. Buzz off. Okay, cool. All 3 blue potions now. Time for the home stretch of the game. Double check. I have GT Big Key, I have Master Sword, I don't have Silvers or Tempered, and I have all of my crystals. Okay, cool. I am good to go. It's always embarrassing to be in progress through Ganon's Tower and discover, oh crap, I don't actually have the big key of Ganon's Tower, or something like that. Yeah, if the last chest before Aghanim, which is the last chest of the game, has silver arrows, I'm going to be very happy with that chest. I believe I'm going to end up checking, sorry, wrong direction. I believe I'm going to end up checking 4 chests in the top of Ganon's Tower, and 2 chests and 1 torch that I want to actually pick up in the bottom of Ganon's Tower. Obviously, the bottom will come first, but... Be gone, flashy barrier thing, and let the stairs drop. Random little bit of, strange knowledge. Tower of Hera, the entrance is not quite in the same location as Ganon's Tower. It's like 8 pixels to the side. So if you mirror while on the stairs into Ganon's Tower, you will bonk. Oh! That's tempered already. Okay, never mind. I'm going to be checking 6 chests here. I will check the other 4 just because they are right in the way. Come on. There we go. Really? I managed... My sword is managing to bonk off of them. That's really annoying. Nope, the only sword I had there was mastered. It was Master Sword. I only had a level 2 sword. The progression is Fighter Sword, Master Sword, Tempered Sword. And then the gold, or as the speedrunners like to call it, the Butter Sword. Tempered is completely adequate for this fight. I will, however, take the health recharge here. Wow, I managed to fail that in 2 different ways. That's impressive. That's how it was supposed to go the first time. Yeah. No, I did visit the blacksmiths, but they didn't give me a tempered sword, because that's one of the things that's randomized. I don't remember what they gave me, but they didn't give me a tempered sword. Annoyingly, I don't have bombos, so I can't just take the easy way out on these rooms. It's a little bit slower than the normal approach, but I would still happily take it. Just because these rooms are annoying. And after this long in a seed, I usually want to lessen the amount of additional annoyance I have to go through. Sure, I will take that. Come on. There we go. Come on. Stupid skeleton. Ow. Okay. No reason to stop for that in this room. Although I could have, I suppose, manipulated this fight a bit. Really? Come on. You guys are bonking into me entirely too much here. There we are. Okay. Now, can I get the quick kills here? First one, almost certainly. If I fail this, I will feel very bad. Yeah. That one's easy. Second one, if I fail it, I will not be surprised, because it is much harder. Almost. I got 3 out of 4. Which is acceptable. Okay. Light you. Light you. Light you. Grab a little bit of magic because I can. Light you. to go upstairs. The shovel! Yeah, I'm not gonna go check and see what's in the dig spot, thanks. I wish I had powder, because I could have gotten a health refill here. But I will still take the magic refill. Okay, so Moldorm, we meet again. For the first time, for the last time. And last chest I will open this run is 20 bucks. Okay. Really? Didn't manage to get there fast enough? That's annoying. Beep. Okay. Blue cane. Thank you. I'll actually want the cape out, but blue cane was adequate for that use. Okay. Not sure if I hit him there or not. That time I definitely hit him. That time I definitely didn't. Wow, these guys are in really terrible patterns right now. Wow, you managed to despawn that. I'm saddened and impressed. I didn't know Aghanim could manage to despawn his projectile. Oh god, these guys are terribly, terribly desynced now. There we go. Oof. That could have gone a lot better. Could have gone worse, but it could have gone a lot better. So I can basically afford to take one hit in Ganon fight, and then I need to quickly drink a potion. Which means I should start with the cape. Biggest and heaviest cheese produced ever, weighed a whole lot of pounds, and was very long. Okay. 2 phases down. Three phases down. Oh, you were hoarding the arrows, huh? I got torch glitch, excellent. Okay. That's 1 hit. I need 12. Two hits. 3 hits. 4 hits. 5 hits. 6 hits. Just going to dodge, because you're right near the torch I need to go to. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11, 12. Whew. Okay, yeah, that is always a bit stressful. If I had been trying to do it with the Master Sword, I would have needed 24 hits in that last phase, and twice as many in the first 2 phases as well. The windfish will wake soon. Whoop! Okay then. Yeah, so the silver arrows were indeed somewhere in Ganon's tower. Now that I've actually completed the game, I can now go take a look at the spoiler log. Of course, if I had taken a look at it earlier, it would have been cheating. So, Ganon's tower. Silver arrows were in DM's room. I think that's the first room on the left-hand side. Not the immediate first, but the one where you go off to the left and up, and there's a set of 4 chests there. Not sure why it's called DM's room. Might be named after a particular one of the randomizer players. Whatever. Bug catching net was in what they call the randomizer room. There's a teleport maze in Ganon's tower that if you bomb out one of the walls in it, you can get into a room with 4 chests. And bug catching net was in there, so it was completely unavailable. The mirror shield, so one of the shield upgrades, was in the Ganon's tower map chest. I'm not 100% certain where that is. That might be the chest after you hookshot down from the DM's room. That could be. That'd make sense. And the 4th sword was also in Ganon's tower as well. There were 2 sword upgrades in Ganon's tower, so you were guaranteed to enter with Master Sword or lower. Oof. Also, magic powder was in Ganon's tower. Wow. I did find the shovel. Incidentally, what was in the dig spot? In the dig spot here... If I can actually manage to spot it in the list... the mushroom turn-in got you an armor upgrade? Really? Oh no, that's where the mushroom normally is. Right, okay, and I did get that one. If you had found the powder inside Ganon's tower, left Ganon's tower, gone to the blacksmith's huts, down into the cave, powdered the magic bat, who in the original game gives you half magic, he would have given you 20 bucks. Yep. The flute spot was in fact the mushroom. Okay, so you could have taken the shovel that I found in Ganon's tower, left, gone out, dug up the mushroom. The mushroom, in turn, would have allowed you to check on... What is the name of that spot? The potion shop, and it would have gotten you the 4th bottle, which had a fairy in it. So that actually could have been kind of useful, but god, that's a annoying fetch quest to have to do to get a bottle. Bombos we already knew was sitting on the Master Sword pedestal. Is there anywhere else that we didn't go? Yes, the swirly coin sleeps again, forever. Yep, Bombos continues to sleep, because I didn't actually go get it. Let's see, where else did I not end up going? There were 2 places in Palace of Darkness. There was the big chest, which had a heart container. Yeah, health is always nice. And Helmasaur himself would have dropped 20 rupees. Yep. I full cleared Meyer. Really, I full cleared almost everything. That was definitely a seed where you ended up taking most locations. To be fair, most key-sanity seeds, just because there are so many different things you need, you end up clearing a lot of stuff. We can fast forward through the credits here. Here are the people who made the randomizer. Randomizer is fun. The randomizer is quite fun. Here's the Discord for the randomizer community. And here we start getting into interesting things. So it took me 12.5 minutes to find a sword, only 4 minutes to find a Pegasus flutes, but the flute was 2 hours in, again, basically the same as last seed, and 45 minutes for the mirror. I had to kill 6 bosses with Fighter Sword, 3 with Master, and 2 with Tempered. Literally just Agatu and Ganon. Ganon Tower Big Key I found before entering. I bonked 38 times, I save and quit 21 times, I died 9 times. I got revived by a fairy once, that doesn't count as a death. Spent 11 minutes and 14 seconds in the menu, and almost 14 minutes lagging. In the end, I opened 173 of the 216 item locations. You can increase that by probably 20 or so when you count the locations that I looked at but didn't pick something up from. And total time was about 2 hours 45 minutes, plus about 2 minutes, because it doesn't count quite all of the time that you spend, because it's limited to inside of the game only. So yeah, that was definitely a seed. I can't say that one was either particularly trolly or particularly helpful. The super late flute is always just gonna slow you down a bunch. The extra dip on Turtle Rock, because I didn't go pick up the key off the pyramid, that is just annoying. It probably cost me like 5 minutes. Just because I didn't think to do that. Anything else interesting that I want to talk about this seed? I can check some of the special things here. So, oh hey, if I had ever needed more blue potions and run out of money, it turns out I could have thrown it in either to the Pyramid Fairy or into the Waterfall of Wishing and just gotten a free blue potion out. Nice. That does raise one question, which is Dark World, what was in Pyramid Fairy? Pyramid Fairy had 50 bucks and a piece of heart. Not much. Ah, whoa. Yeah, that was a seed, alright. Oh, I think I am going to call it a night here and stop streaming. One of these is about all I can do. It's like 3 hours. That is draining. And you kind of don't want to do a second one back-to-back anyway, because your mind's going to get muddled between what happened in the 2 playthroughs. So you'll be walking around going, didn't I already check that? Oh no, that was the previous run. Darn it. But yeah. See you guys later. Be the awesome people that I know you can be. Have a good one.